Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I am talking about episode 138, which is episode 2 of Aim to be a Pokemon Master. So, let's get to it. In this episode, Ash and Pikachu get to the ocean, where Ash immediately sends out his team for this episode. Corphish, Totodile, Leavanny, and Rowlet, who all act in the adorable and funny ways you expect them to. Pikachu soon uses his tail to fish out a Clauncher, who proceeds to avoid a Thunderbolt and use Water Gun to hit Pikachu, who is knocked back and into Ash. Clauncher catches the attention of Corphish, who rushes to fight his fellow crustacean. The two of them get into a clash of claws, where Clauncher overpowers Corphish. Upon seeing this display of strength, Ash declares that he will catch Clauncher. However, his capture attempt is stopped by Misty, who promptly greets Ash. She then declares that she will catch Clauncher, who manages to easily escape by diving back into the ocean, much to the frustration of Corphish. Pikachu then greets Misty and all the Pokemon proceed to play together, except for Corphish, who is still screaming at Clauncher, Rowlet, who would rather nap on Misty's head, and Psyduck, who stays by Misty. Misty then congratulates Ash for becoming world champion, and she says that seeing Ash battle inspired her to leave the Cerulean Gym to her sisters so that she can set out on a journey. She then reiterates that she will catch Clauncher, stating that she and Clauncher are linked by fate, since they have met several times before. However, Ash refuses to back down, saying that he decided to catch Clauncher. Plus, his Corphish clearly developed a close bond with Clauncher, so he needs to catch Clauncher for Corphish's sake as well. Since they both want Clauncher, Misty proposes that they should settle who catches him with a fishing competition. Ash, of course, accepts, and he readies a lure that he got from Silent. This lure sparks both confusion and scorn from Misty, since she wonders what it is, where Ash got it from, and she questions why Ash does not use the lure he got from her. Ash answers both questions, and he says that her lure catches less fishes. This angers Misty. So, they soon get ready to begin their fishing competition. Whoever fishes Clauncher first gets to catch him. If they fail, then the other person gets a turn. The fishing then begins, with Corphish cheering heavily for Ash. However, much like in real life, fishing is a time-consuming activity that takes a while to bear fruit, much to the dismay of Ash and his Pokemon. As they fish, they are spied on by Team Rocket, who are in their Magikarp submarine, a classic that we have not seen in a long time. While Meowth is energetic and he wants to catch Pikachu, Jessie and James have no energy, and they would rather catch food since they are too hungry to move. Hunger soon catches up to Meowth as well. Back at the shore, Ash and Misty have yet to get even a nibble. However, Misty soon fishes out Clauncher, much to the frustration of Ash and the Corphish. Upon seeing Clauncher, Jessie and James note his big claw, and since their Pokédex reveals that said claw is a delicious delicacy, they get the rather disturbing idea to catch Clauncher just to eat his claw. Back at the shore, Misty does her best to reel in Clauncher, but her efforts are in vain, since Clauncher fishes her into the water instead, much to Ash's amusement. Ash then fishes out Clauncher as well, and like with Misty, despite his best efforts, he is fished in by Clauncher, which amuses Misty. Clauncher then conveys, with the help of Corphish, that he wants Ash and Misty to battle in order to decide who catches him. Ash and Misty both eagerly accept. However, before they can get to the battle, Team Rocket steal Clauncher. While they are, hilariously, so hungry that they cannot even say their motto properly, they become energized once it's time to enact their inhumane plan of eating Clauncher's claw. Thankfully though, before they can commit said atrocity, Corphish rushes to the rescue, and he cuts Clauncher free. The two crustaceans then team up to take care of Team Rocket, who are so hungry that they cannot defend themselves. And so, they take a double crab hammer, which makes them blast off again. Corphish and the Clauncher then bump claws, showing that, like Ash said, they are indeed good friends. So, with Team Rocket out of the picture, Ash and Misty can finally get to their battle, which will be one-on-one and will be overseen by Clauncher. Misty chooses to use her Politoed, while Pikachu confidently steps forward to battle for Ash, and Ash does admit that an electric type would give him the advantage. He ends up choosing to use Corphish instead, much to Pikachu's shock, though Pikachu then appoints himself referee of the battle. Corphish motions to Clauncher like, "Watch this," and then Clauncher is like, "You got this," showing again that they share a strong bond. This annoys Misty. Now here, Ash uses a male pronoun to refer to Corphish and the Clauncher, thus revealing that they are both male. So, with both trainers and the Pokemon ready to go, the battle begins, with Corphish using Crab Hammer, which Politoed avoids via Bounce, which Politoed also uses to hit Corphish. Misty reveals here that Politoed is now the guardian deity of Cerulean Gym, which means that Politoed has become quite strong. Politoed then uses Focus Blast, but Corphish uses Metal Claw, a new move for it, to crush the Focus Blast, before using another new move for it, Aqua Jet, to circle around and confuse Politoed before going in for the attack. However, Politoed avoids the Aqua Jet and it counters with Hydro Pump. But with another Aqua Jet, Corphish spirals around the Hydro Pump and it lands a clean hit on Politoed, who crashes into the ground. Like a missile, Corphish goes in for the final hit with Crab Hammer, which connects, causing a massive explosion that makes everyone think that Corphish landed the hit and won. However, when the smoke clears, it is revealed that Politoed managed to stop the Crab Hammer with its bare hands. It then uses Mega Punch to hit the immobilized Corphish, who is unfortunately knocked out, meaning that Misty is the winner, and thus she gets to catch Clauncher. But Clauncher immediately leaves his Pokeball so that he can go to Corphish, who is crying and being comforted because he lost. Clauncher proceeds to coach and train Corphish, with Ash and his Pokemon joining in. This frustrates Misty, since even though she won and caught Clauncher, Clauncher is clearly not interested in her. Instead, he'd rather be with Corphish. As Misty laments herself, we see Latias flying above her while cloaked, showing that she is still following Ash. The episode ends with Ash and the Pikachu continuing their journey. They are soon joined by Misty, who was following them. She clearly wants to travel with them, though she hides this by saying that she only wants to let Corphish and the Clauncher be together for longer. While Ash is hesitant to let her join them, Pikachu wants to travel with Misty, thus leaving Ash with no choice. Therefore, they all end up traveling together, just like old times. So, that's the short but detailed summary of the episode. Now it's time to highlight, analyze, and comment on my favorite moments and/or moments that are noteworthy/interesting. First, I have to say that I hate that Ash lost the battle, and my hatred for this has to do with both Ash and the Corphish. Ash is the world champion, meaning he is supposed to be the strongest trainer in the world. So it is completely unacceptable that Misty can defeat him. Now sure, Corphish is far from Ash's strongest Pokemon. He is definitely not a champion level Pokemon. If Ash had used Pikachu or even Livani, he wouldn't have lost. Still, I think that even with a handicap, Ash should not lose to Misty. And no, I am not undermining Misty. She is undeniably quite skilled and capable, but she is not at the level where she should be able to defeat Ash. This just defies all logic, and it's even worse when you consider that Ash was on a huge win streak. The last time he lost to a trainer was 87 episodes ago, when he lost to Rinto in episode 51 of Journeys. To have such a remarkable win streak come to an end in such an unremarkable battle, and to Misty, who is not a champion or anything crazy like that, is bonkers to say the least. As for Corphish, I fully expected him to evolve, and the episode had all the markings of a something special happens to Corphish episode, since he took center stage throughout it. He developed a close bond with Clauncher and he was chosen to battle out of the 5 Pokemon Ash had on hand. But despite this feeling like a special Corphish episode, it wasn't, since Corphish did not learn a new move, nor did he evolve. All he did was help Clauncher / get rid of Team Rocket, develop a bond of camaraderie with Clauncher, and battle. But because he lost, him battling accomplished nothing. Now this episode might be set up for Corphish to evolve later, since Clauncher was training Corphish. This would alleviate the problem but not solve it. Plus, this is unlikely, since Ash is changing his team in every episode. Will he even keep Corphish in the party in future episodes so that he can get more training from Clauncher in order to eventually evolve? It's possible, but unlikely. Still, as it stands, Corphish was absolutely robbed in this episode, which is just terrible. I do want to mention though that Corphish was hilarious in this episode, since his Japanese name is Heigani. So it spent the entire episode going hey hey every time it was mad or excited. Hey hey! Hey 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 hey! Hey hey! Hey 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 hey! Ash not catching Clauncher is another gripe I have with this episode, since this would have been cool and a strong, battle-oriented Pokemon suits him better than Misty. Additionally, Clauncher ends up being good friends with Corphish and he is clearly not interested in Misty. So why even have Misty catch him? Just for a funny gag at the end? Come on, Ash really deserved to get Clauncher. But switching gears to more positive things, it was great to see Misty, Leavanny, Totodile, Corphish, and Rowlet again. Also, it's cool that Latias was seen briefly. Fingers crossed that Ash will catch her. Speaking of which, he continues to only, apparently, have 5 Pokemon on hand. So could he be saving a spot for a new Pokemon? It's very much possible. Additionally, I love the references to past episodes. From the way Misty used her fishing rod to stop Ash, to the way she started traveling with Ash again, to them battling over a water-type Pokemon again, with Misty using the same Pokemon, albeit now evolved, and the Totodile, the Pokemon they fought over before, appearing in this episode. The references were all really good, fitting, and nostalgic. Finally, it's hilarious that when Pikachu greeted Misty, he left a Psyduck who wanted a hug hanging, and the Leavanny was then like, there child, everything will be okay. But those are my thoughts on and analysis of the episode. Now it's time to bring this review to a close by going over my overall opinion of the episode. Overall, I think that this episode was awful. In fact, I hated it, and it was a huge disappointment. Ash losing to Misty, having Corphish do nothing special or get any glory, and having Misty catch Clauncher instead of Ash are all things that destroyed this episode for me. And unfortunately, the return of so many familiar characters, some hilarious moments, and the myriad of references cannot repair the damage. So yeah, overall, this episode was just terrible and an absolute disappointment that left a horrible taste in my mouth. But that's the review and the video. So, as always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching and let's meet again in the next video.